Hi besties and welcome back to my channel, and I am super excited for today's video. I have actually waited quite some time to make this video. It's like a week and a half or so. I've been literally waiting on the edge of my seat, quite literally, to make this video because I've been so excited. Now for a little bit of backstory, what we're going to be doing in the next couple of videos is going through and talking about cancel culture and what kind of happened with different creators and why, you know, some were more successful at getting out of it than others. And the reason that I'm talking about this and, you know, going off this in the first place is because I was actually approached by Madison Hall, which, by the way, doesn't that sound like a star name? Like, doesn't that sound like a celebrity's name already? Like, Madison Hall. Like, that sounds like a celebrity. Anyway, Madison Hall, she is an incredible little journalist. And I'll be saying little, I do it with everyone. I go with Kat all the time. Kat is also, was working on this, but this is Madison's article. I always go, Kat, you're a little journalist, and she always like, oh, sorry. I do with my course too. I'm like, this little course, it's like so, it sounds super like, looking down on it, but I mean it in the most affectionate way. So anyway.
By the way, you should really follow me on TikTok. My username is @AdamMcIntyre with an underscore at the end, and my profile picture is Kylie Minogue because I'm secretly undercover in that account. So please go follow for a good time. Bye, bestie.
Madison Hall wrote this article and she actually interviewed me on Zoom. I drank 2 iced coffees within the time of the interview and I loved them. It was vanilla and gingerbread. And we were talking about different creators on YouTube and cancel culture and why it was successful in some cases and not, and kind of my opinions of it. And so Madison did an incredible job, and there are like 3-4 interviews and they're talking about different creators like Jeffree, James, Shane, Laura Lee, Manny MUA, kind of talked about Blair White, who else? Jake and Logan Paul. There were a lot of creators that we actually talked about. Some of them made the narrative for the Insider article and some didn't. So I'm gonna go through the articles right now, and I waited so that people would have already clicked on them, you know, like from not just seeing my video. But I will be linking the article I'm talking about below. Please go click it and support. But let's get into it. So again, I really just want to say thank you so much, Madison, for including me in this and thinking about me, and I hope I did a great job. I hope so. And Kat, I know you also worked on it. Kat, you know I love you as it is, so just thank you both, and a great articles. There's a couple. So the first article is actually about James Charles and how he was able to surpass Jeffree Star in the full beauty world. And remember, that was such a big conversation, especially back in 2019, that Jeffree was like way ahead of James, and then, you know, James surpassed, and then the drama happened. James lost and Jeffree was on top again, and then obviously that didn't age well because James has, you know, surpassed Jeffree, and Jeffree's losing hundreds of thousands daily, so it really didn't age well. But there was just James just fucking overtaking, and it's definitely interesting in seeing how that narrative changed. So it says, charts show how James Charles rose above Jeffree Star and defied cancellation. Now that's a big title, and now we know that's something that will piss Jeffree Star off because, you know, he's someone who just wanted to be at the top always, which is ironic for a bottom. Why did I make that joke? Sorry, I mean that in the most respectful way. It's just endearing. Sorry. Sorry. Okay, so it's so we have this picture of James Charles where he looks a mix of pink and Ellen. More pink. Yes, yes, pink. My mom loves pink. So it says, makeup and beauty YouTuber James Charles has been, you know, in controversies a lot at multiple points in his career, but his popularity and success have grown despite being cancelled. Now, I've always said that I don't think cancel culture really works or is a thing. It's more so accountability culture where we're like, okay, are you gonna take accountability for this? Are you gonna? We're like raising awareness to your audience, you know, they can do what they want with it. I think cancel culture, people have such a negative perception of even what that word means now that they don't even take it seriously. So I said that in the interview as well, and I'm pretty sure that comes up. But after losing the most subscribers in YouTube history, which is a big thing, in May 2019, now keep in mind there were channels literally dedicated to like sub count where James was losing them, and that's I think why YouTube implemented so there's no live sub count. Anyway, James regained the 1.7 million subscribers he lost in 7 months. In fact, Charles's channel has grown larger than both Jeffree Star's and Tati Westbrook's after the two older YouTube gurus, that was shady for saying the two older, made serious accusations against him in 2019. Charles's rebound demonstrates that being the target of cancel culture doesn't necessarily mean your career is over. In Charles's case, the momentum actually allowed his career to skyrocket. This is part of the investigation where we analyze cancel culture. So obviously I said yes to this project because this sounds interesting, and I'm very, you know, I was excited to talk about this because I think there's a lot you can't say. So it goes on to say that James Charles is no stranger to internet drama and YouTube conflict. He is 21 years old and has more than 24 million YouTube subscribers. subscribers and more than 31 million TikTok followers, which is a lot. And again, that he's been cancelled numerous times. It says that cancel culture is a relatively recent term for an online phenomenon characterized by both famous and non-famous people being called out and publicly shamed for behavior that's considered problematic. So we're seeing this, you know, for years now. Probably since, honestly, 2018. I think it was first, like, 2017, but definitely 2018. I think it was, like, Manny MUA and Laura Lee with Jeffree Star that it was, like, cancel culture, you know what I mean? I think that was definitely the introduction of it. So it goes on to say that for influencers, it sometimes, you know, results in a massive loss or a massive gain, in James's case. And how it can affect their public image just overall. Because you're attaching them with that drama. Like, you're saying, like, a YouTuber, and I'm like, oh, you know, that happened to them this year. Oh, they apologized for this. You know, there's kind of things because news articles talk about it and YouTubers talk about it, so it's kind of associated with them then in a way. You know, like James Charles, oh, the drama in 2019, Shane Dawson, oh, the drama, Jeffree, oh, the drama, you know what I mean? So then the article goes on to talk about the 2019 drama that happened with James Charles, and you know why he fell so hard, and I think the reason he fell so hard, looking back on it, was because the couple months span before James really got, you know, cancelled, people were really starting to not like him, so they really were just able to take Tati's video like, yep, this is the reason we can cancel him. And I'm speaking even for myself as well, so I believe it really was just people jumping on it, including myself, I'm not, you know, but because there were so many things leading up to it that were like pissing us off about him, but you really couldn't cancel him for it, and then whenever that happened, it was just like, you know what I mean, like, ah, there's the reason. No one really questioned the reliability about Tati's videos, and I think that really aged badly in the long run, because she's in like so many lawsuits about it now, but you know what I mean, it's didn't age well. Also, isn't it just so wild and just doesn't seem right, like, seeing them sitting together? Like, what do you think they talk about? I can't see them talking about anything else other than YouTube and like how to gain more followers and views and what they could do next. Jeffree looks like his like aunt here, like his like older aunt, you know what I mean? This is weird. But you know, this didn't age as bad as the video of Jeffree, James, and Tati all together playing a game. Really didn't age, you know, where they were actually talking about YouTubers getting exposed in drama. I wonder if they were planning it back then. You know, never know with these people. So it references Dramageddon 2, which I don't know where that fucking name came from, a 2019 feud between Charles and fellow, you know, beauty gurus, Jeffree and Tati. And also Shane Dawson that no one's really involving. Like, people really don't like to throw in that he was directly involved in that too, and we really saw that. But you know what? I'm gonna say it. No shade, Madison, but Shane Dawson. You know what I mean? And then it goes on. It's like, despite facing that, James Charles is at, you know, his peak right now. Like, he was at a peak in 2019, but now he's at a peak. He has, you know, the TikToker success now and the TikTok success. You know, he's friends with the TikToker, so he has the TikToker success. But he's, you know, famous on TikTok now, so he's done both. His YouTube channel's at an all-time high, like, seemingly public perception is okay. So, like, he came back from that hard. It was almost like that was the adrenaline push that really helped the momentum of his career, like stated before. Which is interesting because it happens for other YouTubers the complete opposite. Look at Shane Dawson. Let me ask the audience. Where's Shane Dawson? Kylie, Mariah, gone. You know, he will come back. But James was able to do that way quicker. He had that No More Lies video sussed like that. He posted a video in the hotel room where he was crying. That was bad, but then the No More Lies, he was ready. So it says that May 10th, 2019, Westbrook published a 43-minute-long YouTube video called Bye Sister. Again, aged horribly. In it, she mentioned how she mentored James Charles for years and that she really was, you know, that guidance figure. She really gave herself a fucking blow up the ass in that video. Was really, she was like, we did everything for him and in return he gave us nothing. Like, bitch, sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like, just looking back on it, she really had just a fucking entire fist up her ass. And in this video, she publicly denounced her friendship with him, which is, again, very dramatic. And this was all over the gummy bear drama. Remember that James Charles promoted the Sugar Bear hair instead of Halo Beauty? Again, all over some gummy bears. And I say it all the time, Tati, just go out and buy some new fucking Haribo gummy bears. Y'all did that for what? You tried to ruin a 19-year-old's life and did for a couple of months because he promoted some other gummy bears than your fucking brand. Girl, it's not that deep. You're a grown-ass woman. And I say the age card all the time where I'm like, you know, I don't like bringing age into it, but then you have to realize that this woman is like 40 years old. Like, girl, give it up. My dog's puppies are being very loud. Sorry, they're eating. And then it goes on to say that the video was also Tati's way of trying to accuse James Charles of being inappropriate with straight men as a gay man himself, which, looking back on it, was actually, in my opinion, very homophobic of Tati Westbrook, because it was her, you know, pushing this narrative that a lot of gay men get anyway, that, you know, they want to be with every straight man, and, you know, that's their goal, which is, like, so wrong. And whenever, like, you are a gay person, and a gay man, and a straight person comes up and they're like, I don't want to get too close in case you fancy me. It's like, bitch, you're ugly as fuck. Like, this is not how this works. And so Tati Westbrook, really, whether she wanted wanted to or not, or meant to, really pushed a homophobic narrative that James Charles was just going after every straight guy, which was then, you know, like, publicly said that that wasn't true and that she was lying or misleading or whatever. So, just fucking, she goes on to say, you know, that he made inappropriate comments at her birthday dinner, and remember, that's where that video, she was like, sucking dick and balls, you said this in front of my parents, I had to call them up the next day apologizing. Fucking hell, James, like, sucking cock and balls. That's my favorite line from Tati ever. Sucking cock and balls. You said this in front of my parents. I had to call them up and apologize. Sorry. I'm sorry, I've recovered. Sucking cock and balls. You said this in front of my parents. Sorry. I apologize. I take accountability. So then it goes on to talk about Jeffree Star's contributions to this and how he, you know, endorsed, you know, Westbrook's video and said that James was a danger to society. And, you know, him and Shane Dawson, again, doesn't mention Shane Dawson, but Shane Dawson was pushing this narrative again that Tati was telling the truth, and now we know that he was allegedly involved in it, because at every single subscriber milestone she hit, like she was gaining millions upon millions, Shane and Jeffree were tweeting that they were so proud of her. And again, Shane was like, oh, drama aside, these Halo Beauty are so good. Again, so shady, and they were just involved, and that, you know, further escalated the drama, as it says here. And now this is really cool. This is a graph, and Madison, you are so talented for putting this together, and I fucking love this. Whenever she showed me this, I was like in awe. It says the impact of Dramageddon 2.0 in the YouTube beauty, you know, scene. So here we see a graph, very beautiful, love it. And it says that the pink is Tati Westbrook subscribers, the, you know, purple is James Charles, and the green is Jeffree Star's. So here we're seeing that they're all kind of like the same, with Tati being quite stagnant and Jeffree Star gaining, you know, quite a lot here, and James Charles definitely just, you know, steadily growing. And he was, you know, definitely overtaking them, and then he overtook, you know, Jeffree right around here, which was on the date of what, like October, January? Yes. So he was really just overtaking Jeffree around this spot right here. So it says that May 10th, 2019, Westbrook releases video about her, you know, ruined friendship with James Charles. And then it shows that she literally just, like, on a steady gained subscribers. Now, that's crazy. Oh, you can actually, you can tap on this. Madison, this is cool. So she went from 6,000, no, 6 million, not 1,000, subscribers to literally 10 million. And now keep in mind that at every million, they were literally celebrating this. Her, Jeffree, and Shane. So she posted this video, and then it goes on to say that, you know, she was just steadily kind of gaining, and then she started to lose it a little bit. It says that in June 2020, Westbrook says that Star and Shane Dawson manipulated her to, you know, make her anti-James Charles video. And that's when Jeffree started losing subscribers here because of that mention. And then it says January 2020, Charles recovers all lost subscribers about a half a year later. So he dipped down, as we can see, 16,000 million, not thousand, to 13 million. Again, it wasn't, like, he was still fine, but, like, I get this, you know, the sentiment. But then he's, you know, gaining and gaining and gaining, and now, look, like, compare them to him. Like, he's a way up again. So this was really interesting to see. So now he's at 23 million. So, again, we can see where the, you know, public perception went. While Tati is just, you know, like, fading away. And Jeffree is just losing gradually, and James is just, whoop. Again, very, you know, like this. That's kind of the same right here. And I think it's interesting seeing how much he's growing, even just, you know, isolating his line. So, yeah, it says a lot. So then it says about how James actually responded to Tati's video, you know, defying all of the cancellations at him in his No More Lies video, which really just the second that dropped, everyone was like, ah, yes. He is telling the truth, and that's whenever he started gaining again, and Tati was like, fucked. So Charles said that Sugar Bear Hair endorsement was in exchange for a VIP Coachella pass. Now keep in mind, imagine being Sugar Bear Hair in this, and you're like being dragged up in this, and you're being like exposed as he really didn't use your product, and they're probably just like, hey, can you like not bring us up in this? Like this is bad publicity for us, because you're like literally proving that our ad sponsors like don't use our product. Can you like, because remember James did something I really hate. He was like, I've been using these Sugar Bear Hair because I'm really anxious and have, you know, deteriorating mental health or whatever and can't sleep. Like he lied about his mental health just to get a VIP pass. I don't like that part, but just fucking, I think it's shady as fuck. So Charles claimed that he needed this because he was being mobbed by fans at Coachella. Coachella sounds horrible. And that James Charles also went on to deny all the allegations against straight guys and just being inappropriate, and again made Tati look a fool and made Jeffree look even more of a fool, because Jeffree was like, he is a danger to society and needs to be locked away. And James also, you know, provided, you know, the screenshots of, you know, Jeffree's text to him saying that he needs to be locked up for things that he didn't even do just because he was jumping on the fucking mob. I don't know what Jeffree thought was going to happen from this, because it just didn't age well at all. So it says, over the next 7 months, Charles regained the 1.7 million subscribers that he had lost, and he's since grown larger than both of their two channels, which is interesting. And then it says how in 2020, this feud was, you know, revived again with Tati's video. What was it called? Breaking my silence. She broke her silence to fucking go into another silence, honey. But before that, in April 2020, Jeffree Star reignited the beauty drama on the Mom's Basement podcast, where he claimed that he had proof of a victim of James Charles saved on his phone, which again, using blackmail. Super cool, Jeffree. So again, just showed that Jeffree was still holding on to this for something that James Charles says is not true or does not exist at all. So it's like, why would Jeffree lie about this? And why is James, you know, disgusting either way. And then Blair White came forward with a video saying that she heard the voice memo as well, and she kind of made a video trying to expose Jeffree Star, but I believe that she was still like in contact with Jeffree, because she was like, oh my god, like I'm gonna get killed after this video, like Jeffree's gonna come after me. But then the entire video was really just pro Jeffree and, you know, against James. So she made that video, she got involved. Here's a beautiful screenshot of Tati Westbrook from the Breaking My Silence video. I love that she had a filter smoothing her skin in that video. I think it's everything for an apology video. So it was June 2020 that Tati posted, you know, that video. And that Shane Dawson, I'm glad that, you know, Shane Dawson was brought into this, because he really was a big factor in this, allegedly. So that, you know, she was saying that Shane Dawson gaslit her into doing this, and that Shane Dawson then denied it, and he went on a frantic Instagram live. Madison, you were bad for saying frantic Instagram, frantic. I can't even say it. Frantic Instagram live, where he was like, this bitch, I can't not do it every time. Oh, so funny. But neither of them, you know, addressed, you know, the specific claims in Tati's video. They were just kind of like, she is so, I'm not gonna say anything bad about people. Sorry. So here's a quote. I can tell you this now. It's now my opinion that Jeffree and Shane were both bitterly jealous of James Charles' success, Westbrook said in her video. I actually need to go back and watch that video soon. Interesting. So it says that since she's done this, she has not posted anything on her YouTube channel, and her subscribers have noticed, and, you know, she's been losing subscribers every month because, you know, there's nothing there for them to literally watch. She's just got involved in so much drama for being the most unproblematic one, and just fucking, like, people are fed up. And then it says about how Jeffree Star's social media growth has also fallen below Charles, and that Jeffree Star really just doesn't gain anymore on social media. He just kind of loses, and if he gains, he loses it, so he just kind of stays at the same level, while of course, you know, James is going up again. So then we have another graph. I do love graphs. It says James Charles and Jeffree Star's average Instagram likes per photo. So Jeffree Star is, you know, the green, and James Charles is, you know, the blue. Now James Charles has been complaining about the fact he doesn't get as many likes as he once did. So at his peak, he was getting, how many likes here? 3 million, and now he's getting about 2 million. While Jeffree Star now is getting about 300,000, and in his peak was getting about 1 million. So one thing that's really interesting as well was that in the Shane Dawson series, Jeffree Star said he knows that a palette will only do well if it gets 1 million likes on, you know, his Instagram. And since that, none of his, you know, palettes have gotten over 1 million likes, so we have to laugh. Oh my god, Madison actually brought this up. Oh my, Madison, I gave you this quote. Hey! In a video with Shane Dawson in 2019, Star said that if his blue blood palette doesn't get 1 million likes already, it's gonna flop. Star has not had an Instagram post surpass 1 million likes since September 2020. Oh my god, Madison, I told you that, and you were like, do you have the video? And I was like, I don't. You went and find it. Queen shit. Oh, yeah, I love that. Star has been insistent, though, that he came out on top of the drama with Charles. In his April 2020 podcast appearance, he said, to me, it isn't a numbers game because I've already won. Okay, bestie. So then the article goes on to say about how James Charles has been able to, you know, cross-reference himself in different social medias now, and how, you know, Jeffree wasn't able to do that, which is, you know, leading again to, you know, James's success and Jeffree's ever demise. So, which is interesting as well, and I think James is just willing to change with the times, and because he's younger, I think that's, you know, why he has that, you know, push, and he knows what people want to watch, because he's also in that. I don't think Jeffree Star fucking scrolls on TikTok. No, I think James Charles does, and that's gonna be his biggest thing that's gonna save him in the longest run. So I think this was really interesting. This was part 1 of this little video series I'm doing. Again, the article will be linked below. Please go click it and read through. There's a lot I didn't read out. Super interesting. There's more graphs. Really cool. I just want to know your opinion on this. It was really fun doing this. I love you. Thank you for watching this video. Kylie, Mariah, and me say goodbye. And Miley, too. Say goodbye to you. I hope you're doing well. I love you. Madison, Hall, I just love that name still. And Kat, you both did a great job on this, and thank you for including me, and yeah, bye everyone. Bye besties.